Hey, what's up, everybody? Wade here again. Just wanted to share a little bit about my 2018. So, if you're anything like me, you've probably went through a lot in the last year, but I wanted to take just a couple minutes to kind of review how my year went and why I ended up where I'm at. So, for a lot of people, they're like, well, yeah, did you crush 2018? Well, who cares? Like, really, that's what it comes down to is ultimately, whether you had a great year, an awful year, none of that matters. What matters is today and what's going on here in the future. So for 2018, I set a lot of goals, but I didn't actually achieve all of those goals, and that's okay. One of the things that I learned during my life coaching training when I got certified as a life coach was, we want to set these huge, massive goals. The reason for setting big goals are you want to make sure the adrenaline kicks in. If you guys are a fan of Robert Kiyosaki, the Rich Dad Poor Dad author, he talks a lot about being able to shift your mindset from being, I can't afford this to how can I afford this? Your brain just turns on when you have that mindset shift. So that's kind of the same thing with the life coaching training, is making sure that you're able to have that shift yourself. You want to have huge goals so the adrenaline kicks in. You're not just going, well, this was a really easy goal to hit, so now I've got to, really just, whatever, I can show up and make $5 in a day. But if your goal is to make $200 in a day, that's when your brain turns on and you actually get that adrenaline going. So just going through one of my biggest goals is to read 24 books in a year. So that's 2 books per month. That's not easy for me. So that's the big thing, is being able to push myself out of my comfort zone. I don't think I've read more than 20 books in my life. So total disclosure, I read about 21 books. I started a couple, haven't finished all of them. But the reason that's okay is because I failed forward. Not only did I learn from what I set out to do, I learned a lot along the way. So there's no such thing as failure in my mind if you can learn from it. So being able to learn exactly, well, maybe I can't read 24 books in a month or in a year, but either way, I'm going to move forward from this and learn from it. So learning from my mistakes, that's number 2. And then now I have a benchmark. Until you actually go somewhere, if you're trying to run as far as you can, you don't know how many miles you can run until you actually get out there and start running. So I now have a benchmark. I can read 21 books in a year. If I was a little bit more disciplined, or if I eliminated some more distractions, maybe I can read more. So now that I have a benchmark, I can compete against myself. Some people, 24 books is nothing. They read 24 books in a week, in a month, whatever it is. But for me, myself, comparing myself to others isn't going to get me towards my goals. Comparing myself to my past self, so my future self is better than I was yesterday. That's why I'm doing this video, is because whether I crush 2018 or not, now I know what I'm going to look for success for myself. I've defined success. I know what my target is, and now I can compare it and evaluate it for 2019. So number 5, I grew. I grew from this entire experience. Every single book that I read, I was able to apply something to my life and hopefully impact some of my clients and those around me. So if you're curious, I just put down the 24 books that were on my list. I might have missed a couple. I might have added a couple that I read last year, but either way, that's why we track our goals, and you want to make sure that it's something that you can look back on and measure and evaluate and critique, so you can improve from it. And critique, I mean that in the best possible way. There's a lot of different sayings. As a coach, I'm going to help you and look at you and be a mirror in your life. It's not a total punishment or looking down on you. It's, hey, this is where you at. I know that you can do better. I know you're doing great, but this is where you can go. It's that critique of your potential. So as far as that, the Millionaire Next Door, Principles by Ray Dalio, and I got to give another quick shout out to these guys, just tearing up all sorts of toys this morning. So Bentley and Callie, make sure you guys give some likes for them. Of course, they're major pain in my butt, but I love them regardless. So a lot of these books that I read were financially driven. A lot of my goals last year were financially driven, so you'll kind of notice that theme. So number 4, A Man for All Markets, The American Jubilee, Great Leaders Ask Great Questions, Essentialism, Skin in the Game. You'll notice that I've tagged a couple people here. They're either some of standout authors or people that I'm personally friends with on Facebook. So if you're able to connect with them, follow them, they've got great content as well. So Skin in the Game, Elevator to the Top, Ryan Stewman, shout out to the hardcore closer. Lots of good information from what he's doing out there if you're in the sales world. Into the Wild, that was like my only for pleasure book. I love Into the Wild, the movie, so I figured I'd check out the book. Benjamin Franklin's Tips and Advice for Wealth. The Sensational Salesman. This is a book that I got turned on to by Jeff, my previous manager. Huge shout out to you, Jeff. That was a very, very good book, and I'm super thankful to connect with Mr. Cummings on Facebook. So that's the thing, guys. You'll never really dip into a bigger circle if you're trying to expand your network. They talk about your network equals your net worth. So if you're looking to expand out, there's nothing going to be hurt by reaching out on LinkedIn or reaching out on Facebook to try to meet some of these authors. So another one of my favorites, Cultivating an Unshakable Character. Jim Rohn has a lot of awesome motivation. So if you guys are looking for motivation and just general life etiquette, lots of good things, whether you're in sales, business life, it all applies. Another book by Ryan Stewman, Bulletproof Business. Another one if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, again, in the sales world, it all applies. Making the Shift, that's another one that had a pretty good impact on my life. Men on Strike, The Tao of Capitalism, Natural Causes, The Language of Love and Respect. One of the things that I've really failed at this year is really being intentional about my relationships. So being able to focus that, as you can check out reading list. If you guys track anything that you do, you're going to start to see a pattern. So if you have a weakness in one area or a strength in another area, now's a great time to look back on your previous year. I mean, you don't have to do this at New Year's just because it's a new year. That is really just another day on the calendar. But you can do this at any time to evaluate where you're at in your life and kind of the direction that you're going. So just kind of use some of these tips to see where your life's at and where you want it to go. So another last couple here, The Intelligent Investor, Juggling Elephants, How to Be Rich, The Little Book That Saves Your Assets. And finally, The Art of Living by Bob Proctor. It's another book that I'm actually just finishing up. I'll probably finish it up this week, but either way, if my goal was to finish all these books by my specific timeline of December 31st, 2018, I didn't meet all of these. So, but that's the thing. I'm going to finish all these books, or I'm in the process. But if I get 100 likes on this video, what I'm going to do is just create a couple of individual videos for each of these books and let you know my thoughts on them, and then just a quick overview of what the book's about. There's a lot of apps out there. I think it's like the Blinkist app. I accidentally subscribed to that one, so now I've got to pay the full year subscription for that. But basically it does exactly that. It reviews your a bunch of these books and gives you just kind of the snippets. I think I downloaded Snippets as well, another kind of book review app. But I'm looking to do something like that for you guys. I'm looking to do it for free. You know, this whole Facebook marketing thing, it works off of likes and shares. So if this video has been helpful for you, if you're looking to get more content, looking to grow in your own life, or just see my dogs playing in the background, that's definitely something I want you guys to be able to like my page. So Efficiency Coach, I left the link here at the bottom of the description of this video. But if you want more content like this, just jump on there. I'll be doing some book reviews if I can get enough likes. And then also, if you guys have anything that's, you know, maybe you're struggling with or somebody you know could benefit from, let me know. I'd love to kind of talk about some of these things, have a discussion, you know, whether it's your health, your wealth, time management, sales, sports. You know, I'm a coach at heart. If that's education, there's a lot of things out there. I think the biggest thing is making sure we shift our mindset this year from I want to get educated to I actually want to apply that knowledge. So for me this year, you know, my goal is going to be different than reading 24 books. Maybe this year I want to apply the knowledge that I gained from these 24 books. So give me some thumbs up. Thanks for all the love from everybody that's already liked and commented on this. Channing, I see you. Danica, what's up? Coach Marsh, how you doing, man? All right, guys. Well, thanks again for watching. Check me out, and hope to see you guys on some future videos.